How are you?
Okay. What resources is the state providing to the city to cope with the influx of migrant students expected in the upcoming fall semester? How many kids are you expecting, and what does that anticipated cost look like?
Well, we are going to give the new adjusted cost. I believe tomorrow the team is going to be giving those numbers, and we had a meeting yesterday with state officials so we can make sure those young people who are up in the northern part of the state are receiving the support that they need. And the Department of Education did an amazing job of absorbing thousands of children into our current Department of Education structure. The exact dollar amounts, we'll be giving those dollar amounts tomorrow.
Is the state providing any?
I gotta keep moving.
Hold
They
on.
providing any resources to the city?
Yes, they are.
Kelly?
Hi, yes.
How are you, Kelly?
How are you?
Good.
I was going to ask you, what type of resources are the city's lawyers aiming to request from the state when it comes to what they need to help with the migrants? And how often, the governor was just here, how often are you meeting with her, talking to her personally?
Okay, and while I answer that question, can we have those who are going to ask questions? Can you can come up and be the honorary mayor, congressman, governor, and sit in the front seat because I can't hear you guys back there. I think your question was how much resource? Everybody but Michael Gardner.
Do you have any idea of what the lawyers are hoping to request from the state in terms of resources facilities in that letter that they have to send on the 9th? And then also, how often are you personally speaking to the governor about what you need from her? And are you asking her to step up when it comes to her response?
The governor has stepped up. Thanks to my state lawmakers, they have put $1 billion into the budget. The use of the National Guards, the use of other spaces, paying for the tents that we're going to do on Randall's Island and others. I communicate regularly with the governor around this ever-evolving crisis that we're facing with the migrants, almost 100,000 to date. And I recall last year when we were at 15,000 telling folks that we need to get this under control because we could potentially get 100,000. Well, now we're here. And the judge gave us an order. The Corporation Council is now handling that, what the judge told us to do, and we're going to continue to speak with the state as we try to navigate this. But it's also our other counties upstate. We believe our other counties upstate have an obligation. New York City is the economic engine of not only this country, but the state. And we believe everyone should step up and play a role in this crisis that New York City has been carrying for the most part on its own. How are you?
What thought about Massachusetts Governor more ideally declaring a state of emergency today on the migrant crisis and also calling on President Biden to expedite work authorization? Do you think another Democratic governor ramping up pressure will finally get the White House to act?
Those of you who cover this office, you remember last year, I took a lot of criticism. People thought I was attacking the party, and I was not. I was attacking the process. This is not humane, what we are watching right now. And all of us should be concerned about how we're treating people in this country that we are calling migrant and asylum seekers, but they're still human beings. And I'm not removed from this. I'm very closely involved. I'm at the Hercs, spent the night in the Herc talking to them. And one of the most damaging aspects of what's happening here is talking to that spouse who saw her husband commit suicide. And I believe it had a lot to do with what he was feeling. And so I think Democratic governors and mayors in Houston, Chicago, Los Angeles, here in New York, El Paso, Brownsville, all of the mayors have been saying that this is a national problem and we need national leadership. And I think that we all should be talking about this in a very real way. And there was a moment that I felt as though, was I the only one that was seeing this? Was this administration, Deputy Mayor William Eisen, Zach Iscol, of the thousands of New Yorkers who we're dealing with every day. I was asking myself, are we the only ones that are seeing what's happening to human beings? And listen, let's be honest. Many people in the media ignored this until people were sleeping out in front of the Roosevelt. I've been saying this for almost a year. This is going to spill over. And many of you were not writing about, some did, but many was just acting like we were just making this up. And we weren't making this up.
Mr. Mayor, going back to Randall's Island,
Yes.
came down, concerns about that here. Also, why not build it back on the parking lot of Randall's Island instead of a soccer field?
Okay, first, when we built Randall's Island last year, we had 15,000 migrants, asylum seekers. 15,000. We're now at 97,000. And so what we have to do, because it's such a moving process, what we have to do is utilize the expertise of Zach Iscol, the Commissioner of Emergency Management, who has done an amazing job. We have to have him do an analysis. What's the best place for us to do it? How large we're going to do it? And this is what he decided. I got a great team. I trust my team. They got us this far without one child or family sleeping on the street. No other city can say what we're saying. And so if he determines the space that he's using must be used, that's the space we're going to use, because I trust him and I trust the team that they put together.
Mr. Mayor, is the state in providing the staffing and the build out, is that coming out of the billion, or is that new dollars and therefore some money the city doesn't have to spend?
Of my understanding is new dollars.
In response to the education question, are you going to hire new teachers to teach ESL students who might speak the language that are coming in?
We are going to look at our budget and see everything that we can do to give young people the ability to be part of this country and city. Now remember, next year we are on the eve of the fiscal cliff. Monies are going to start drying up. We're dealing with a real economic challenge here. And this is also an opportunity for other people to step up. The New York City Police Department under Commissioner Stewart is teaching ESL classes for people. He's the Deputy Commissioner of Community Affairs. He has started building out small places to teach Spanish to those who need to be taught Spanish. This is a moment where people need to stop asking, Eric, what are you doing? This is a moment we need to ask, what are we doing? If you speak Spanish, there's nothing stopping you from opening a class to teach migrant Spanish and run it a Hercs. We will give you the room to do so. We can't do this alone. This is an all hands on deck. The dollars coming in are not equaling the dollars that we have to pay going out. So we're going to do our part to the best of our abilities within the financial restraint, but we have a real call. We need every New Yorker that has something to offer to play a role. This is not Mayor Adams' job. This is the job of the people of the city of New York, and everyone should participate in that through New York City Cares, through the 100 nonprofits that we are part of, through all the other groups. Everyone needs to be a part of that. And I'm not going to allow anyone to allow this moment to go past without asking, what are you doing to help people who are in need right now?
We got 30 seconds.
Mayor, how much has the city used of the $1 billion that the legislature set aside? And one more question for you. What do you feel like President Joe Biden is teaching New York for granted in the 2024 election?
I'm not in his head. I don't understand why. I think real, true immigration reform is something that has been kicked down the road for many years. Both Republicans are blocking immigration reform, so we need to understand that. So I'm not in his head. I don't know exactly, what is going on with some of the basic things that we ask for. Allow people to work. There's nothing more anti-American than you can't work. do a decompression strategy at the border. There's no reason with almost 108,000 cities, villages, towns in this country we can't spread it out. Make sure that we properly fund it so FEMA is not giving money to those states to bus people to New York City. We need to get our dollar amount allocation for it. And so these are simple things that we're asking. So I'm not sure of what's happening. We've been in great conversations with the Secretary of Homeland Security and the White House. We're hoping that we get some shifts. The more and more folks highlight this, I think the more and more we're going to be able to get this done. You know, so we are going to continue to be very clear and specific on the things we need so that New York City residents are not having their quality of life erode at the capacity that it's doing now.